Good morning people, today we are going to be reviewing this, and this is the Autoglym Soft Top Clean and Protect Kit. So inside here we're going to get 2 bottles of product and 2 sponges, and you can pick this up in a few places, but if you want to get it from the Autoglym website it will cost you £36. I will put the link in the description below to some places that I find it cheaper. So that being said, let's open this up. The box itself is actually quite quirky because it's got these plastic tabs on the lid that you have to pop off and it hurts your nails. But inside we get 1 blue sponge, we get a soft top protector with a safety cap, you know, the one you've got to push down like on a child's medicine kind of thing. We've got our soft top cleaner, and then we've also got 1 more sponge. This is just a white, that is just a standard sponge. That's more like a microfiber kind of feeling sponge. So let's read the instructions and let's see how we go. So the first thing we're going to use is the soft top cleaner. So we spin it around and look at the instructions on the back. It says make sure you work out of direct sunlight and brush and vacuum the hood. So that's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to go and clean the car and then we'll come back inside. So today I'm cleaning this Works Mini convertible, and I have to do this video a bit backwards because I always start with the wheels. The wheels are now clean, but when I put the product on the roof I then can't get it wet. So I'm going to have to do the wheels and the body, dry the body-ish, then do the roof, you know, clean it, put the treatment on it, and then I will then finish the body work with my spray on waxes. So I've got to do this video in a bit of a reverse order, but this is what it looks like before we put any product on it. I will do some proper befores and afters. It's like we've got some few marks, got some bird droppings here, another one here. I am going to hoover this as well, or vacuum clean it, you know, with the DeWalt wet dry vacuum. So once I do that, this will probably get most of this off. But this is what we're looking at beforehand. What would probably make sense to do before I wet the car is to vacuum the roof. And as I said, I'm going to be using this DeWalt wet vac, and I'm using this brush attachment. And I'm just going to go across the top like that. I'll show you a close up of what I do. So now I'm going to clean the car. I am only going to be using the, obviously, bucket and sponge method. I can snow foam up the car, but it says don't get snow foam on the canvas roof. And knowing me, I'll get it on the canvas roof, I'll stain it, or it will go through it. I'll do something wrong. So just the standard bucket and sponge method. And this is my new fancy sponge from Soft 99, and I'm also using the Soft 99 creamy shampoo. So yeah, I'll speed this one up so that I don't bore you. So that is the car now clean. Now it is still wet, but for the instructions of the soft top cleaner is that I have to keep the roof wet, so I don't see the point in me drying this and then putting my spray wax on it now. I'll do it afterwards when the roof is done. And just to show you that during the video I was only using this on its lightest setting, you know, this would be one of the more powerful ones. Comes out like a bullet, and then the one I was using, because you don't want to put too much pressure on your soft top, was this 65, so it's quite wide, but it's really weak, so be careful, don't use like a strong pressure washer straight onto your canvas roof because it will probably damage it. It says to dampen the roof, so let's dampen the roof. So the Mini is now clean and the roof is already damp. So now we've just got to dilute this down. So what it says is we've got to get 250 millilitres of this, and then we add it to 500 millilitres of water. So I've got 500 millilitres in this dish. I'm now going to add 250 ml of this into there. So bearing in mind that if you are going to use this, you will only get 2 applications of this because this is only 500 millilitres and I've just used 250, so therefore you'd only get 2 uses out of this bottle. So after that, what it says is that we're going to use the white sponge. And now what is quite good is that you're supposed to use all of this, so this full 750 millilitres, you're supposed to use that on your soft top. So you're going to use the whole product, so don't waste any of this. This is what I mean when I say you're only going to get 2 applications out of this. For this I'm going to be using this dish because I'm going to find this easier, but it then does say to saturate this sponge, not this one, saturate this sponge in this product. That's why I'm using this dish. So I'm just going to pour this in here. The instructions do also tell you to test it on a small inconspicuous area so that you know it doesn't mess up your soft top. So I'm going to start on this section here. Oh, it's really sudsy. I didn't expect it to be as soapy sudsy as that. At least you can see where you're going. You know, I was worried that it was going to be clear and then you wouldn't know where you've actually been, but because it's nice and sudsy, you can see. And obviously I'm going to rinse this off once I finish this section. I believe that is now that section cleaned, so let me just wash that off. Now, admittedly, I believe the instructions say that you should suds up the whole roof in one go and then start scrubbing it with a sponge, but I don't really want to leave it on there for too long. Although it does say if it's really dirty, you can leave this on there overnight, but I know I'm going against what the instructions say, but I'm going to do what I've done there. Clean the section, wash it off, clean the section, wash it off. That's what I'm going to do because I don't trust myself to mess this up, but the instructions do say otherwise. I know this is a review of how to use it and I'm technically doing it different, but I don't want to do that in case I mess it up. Really algae, there was just a tiny bit of dirt just here, so this should clean it right up. I probably should have showed you that a bit clearer at the beginning. I'm quite impressed by how much this suds up. The sponge is also nice and easy to use, and it being white we should be able to see. Ah look, so it is discolouring already, so it is definitely getting some of the dirt off. I'm just cleaning. It's quite hard for me to, you know, have verbal diarrhea and talk to you while I'm just scrubbing something with a sponge, but I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best. So by all means, talk amongst yourselves for a sec while I just do this. I won't speed this bit up because I'll speed the rest of it up, but I can show you two sections of me doing it properly before I speed it up. Say, I'm not pushing too hard on this either, I'm doing this quite lightly. This is very easy though, this is very easy. I thought this was going to be a lot harder, I'd have to use more elbow grease, but it's nice. And I don't really want to use too much elbow grease in case I do damage. So I'm more nervous about damaging it than I am actually about cleaning it. Okay, so let's clean that off. So the car is now dried, so it is now time to use the soft top protector. And the first instruction, it says to whack this under a tap and rinse it out so that this is now damp. The roof of the car is still damp as well, so that's what we want. And then all it literally says is, working out of direct sunlight, pour this on this and then systematically just work your way around the car. And this is the same as the other one. You should use half of this on this roof. So I'm going to crack on with that. I'll record the first section, I'll do this section here and then I'll speed it up and we'll see how we go. Okay, so that's the lid off, so I'm going to pop some on here. Oh, it comes out the bottle quite quick, it's only a small nozzle on it. So okay, let's, it says work this in. I don't know if it should be that, like the white colour. Hopefully I rinsed the soap out properly. I did, there was no more soap coming out of that. get a bit more on that. The only problem is it kind of goes through the sponge kind of thing. So, just says any overspill or anything like that, just rinse that, you know, grab a cloth and wipe it off kind of thing. Again, I'm sorry, it's hard to just talk about stuff when I'm trying to concentrate, so sorry. Okay, so that is now put onto this panel. So I'll come round to the back now. And as I said, the problem is with soaking that, the liquid just goes through the sponge, so you've got to kind of move a bit quickly. Make sure you got yourself another rag as well, so that you can mop up anything that goes on the body or on the glass. Yeah, that seems to... Okay, so maybe that's more of an easier way. Just slowly, rather than cake this in the product, just use little by little. I've already done this bottom bit. Okay, yeah, that might be the better method. So again, I will speed this up so that I don't completely bore you. Okay, so that is, I believe, the roof is now done. I have used pretty much half of this bottle. Obviously it's quite hard to tell because there isn't a clear line that I can see exactly where halfway is, but I believe I've done it. I can show you slightly from up top. You know, I can see the lines of this product, so hopefully once this dries it should all look good, and I can see if it actually does repel water or not. So I'm actually not sure about that because it doesn't say it does, but I would like to find out. But now all it says, you know, remove the excess, which I have, and now allow it to dry before driving off. So we'll give it a couple hours and we'll see how it looks then. So there we go, that is the Works Mini now cleaned. So this is 90 minutes later after I put on the protective layer, and look how good this looks. Because it's a canvas, if I like run my finger across it, it does show a different pattern. So I have brushed it all in one direction to make it look a bit neater. But look how, I think that's come out really, really good. I'm surprised it's actually made the canvas look a bit darker. I didn't think it would do that. I thought it might possibly dry it out, you know, maybe discolor it, but actually it looks nice and black, which is exactly what we wanted. So yeah, I think it looks really good. So there we go, that is the soft top now cleaned and protected. And admittedly, I don't think the camera's doing this justice. It looks a lot better in person. I mean, there is still some imperfections. So the one note I would take if you are going to use this is if you can see dirty marks on it before you start cleaning it, remember specifically where they are, because once you get your soft top roof wet, you cannot see any marks or imperfections on it because the water makes it all blend in. So if you are going to use this and you actually do have a dirty roof and in certain places dirty marks, make sure you know where they are for that reason. So as long as you keep that in mind, you will be fine. I actually think this is a really good product. I mean, it's not the cheapest. I have looked around. So at Halfords at the moment, it's nearly £32. On Amazon, it is £28. And then from the Autoglym website, it's actually £36. So at the moment, it is cheapest on Amazon. So I will put a link in the description below for that. So would I recommend it? 100%. I think it's a blinding product. The only downside is, for roughly £30, you only get 2 applications, as I said, because you end up using half the bottle of this and then half the bottle of this. But yeah, it's a bit pricey. That is the only negative thing towards it. And the only other thing to keep in mind is that this doesn't bead the water off of it. You know, it doesn't put like a water protective layer. The canvas will still get wet. It just cleans and protects it from getting any dirty residue on it. But apart from that, I would 100% recommend this. I think it's a blinding product, albeit a little bit pricey. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.